Hello, I am Zinfogel. Today we are covering Tornadus is September 2021 event missions. For these missions, you have to defeat Tornadus Part 3 with 9 sync pairs or less, and your teams must include 3 Unova, Gym Leader, and Electric theme skills. We will do all missions in the same run. Tornadus' gimmick is that you have to paralyze it. Tornadus has a whole host of the damage reduction passives, but you can shoot them down by inflicting paralysis. However, Tornadus can clear paralysis at random when it attacks. It's crucial that you bring a sync pair who can reliably apply paralysis throughout the entire encounter. Besides that, you have to watch out for Toxic. Early on in the fight, if Tornadus is paralyzed, it will use Toxic. But if Tornadus is not paralyzed, it will use Rain Dance instead. For this video, I am going to show a couple examples. First, I am going to do a run using legendary sync pairs that were available during 2nd anniversary, as well as Lieutenant Surge and Raichu, who is a battle point sync pair. For the second example, I am going to show how to complete Tornadus with sync pairs available to all players right now. The most important preparation for this fight is bringing a reliable paralysis applicator. Your tank should be able to provide lots of party-wide recovery as well. Alright, let's see what these legendaries can do for us. For this first team, we needed to fulfill Unova theme skills, and we also needed to take out Tornadus' fierce Hellbar. Now, there is definitely a sword thumb sticking out here, and it's Bryson. So why Bryson over a sync pair like Rosa or whomever? Bryson does a couple things. He activates Ice-type skills alongside Getsy's to help him out, and he can also do Endure tanking. Tornadus starts the fight by spamming Hurricane, and this move hurts a lot. However, Endure guarantees that Bryson sticks around for a little while, which gives Getsy's enough time to do his job. As for Getsy's, you should know the drill. He can use a Noble Roar double drop to quickly neutralize Tornadus' offensive stats, which makes things a lot easier in the long run. He is no slouch offensively either. Even without fully setting up, Glaciate chunks Tornadus. Skyla is self-explanatory. She's mostly here to provide speed buffs so Getsy's can spam Glaciate. So you will notice that I am choosing to not use Dragon Breath to paralyze Tornadus. I am doing this for a couple reasons. If you don't paralyze Tornadus on this first phase, it uses Rain Dance instead of Toxic, so we can avoid that status. Also, the way Tornadus works is that it's resistant to physical damage on its fierce Hellbar, but special damage is unimpeded. You don't have to paralyze Tornadus to deal proper damage with Getsy's here, so your time is better spent using Glaciate. Your ultimate goal is leaving Tornadus with as little health as possible without progressing to the 2nd Hellbar. Also, a friendly reminder to turn off the auto switches setting so you don't accidentally attack a Tornadus when you don't mean to. Before bringing the main theme, we needed to sacrifice somebody for an electric theme skill, but I noticed that Tornadus is one move away from a sync move, so I brought Sophocles. He has innate endurance to guarantee that he can tank any attack from Tornadus and immediately proceeded to feint to its sync move. And here we have the main team. The reason I wanted this team to clear the first Hell Bar is so we can enter the second Hell Bar on a clean slate, which basically ensures our victory. BP Surge is the crux of the setup. He comprises reliable paralysis and crit support in one team slot. Thunderwave shoots down Tornadus' damage resistance passives, and with crit buffs, Sycamore is basically unkillable. BP Surge is using a minimal grid for Thunderwave accuracy, but if you can grid him, I would recommend that you run him with Synchro Healing and sync with him instead, so he can keep the party nice and healthy. The third slot is Pikachu. People tend to forget it exists, but it's a decent electric type striker, and its grid is given out for free, so using Pikachu doesn't have an opportunity cost. Pikachu also provides potion support to restore the party's health on emergencies. Pikachu is running a hybrid grid with potion tiles, as well as Paralysis Synergy 5. BP Surge is going to constantly spam Thunderwave, so we might as well take advantage of the multiplier, right? If you have used Sycamore before, you know how this battle is going to play out. Sycamore doesn't need to run anything to specialize, so he's running Hornleech Master Healer tiles for fast healing, as well as Moonblast tiles for some extra DPS. You want to use Thunderwave, Hornleech and Thunderbolt in that order, but using Moonblast speeds things up a little. Now, on the third Hellbar, I want you to pay attention to a tech I am using here. I am using Thunderwave despite the fact that Tornadus is already paralyzed. So, BP Surge doesn't contribute as much damage as his partners, so I am having him preemptively use Thunderwave because I am assuming that Tornadus will proc self-cleanse. At this point, Tornadus filters 80% of the damage it receives, and it gains critical hit immunity. So, if you hit it without paralysis, your damage will be very sad. By spamming Thunderwave before attacking with your main moves, you guarantee your full damage. But well, this should be an easy clear. I don't see a way for Sycamore to fail you, even if he doesn't have a Vigilance as a lucky skill. This second example is ironically simpler than the first one, but it relies a bit more on luck, so you might have to give this a couple tries. So here we have Misty, Oak and Torchic. Oak is our primary striker. The reason is that he has access to Hostile Environment 1 Thunder, which grants him a 60% chance to paralyze Tornadus and neutralize its passives. Thunder is also super effective, and Oak's innate Unfortunatus 9 will constantly debuff Tornadus to keep its offense in check. Misty and Torchic are backup for Oak. Psyduck takes all the defensive pressure in this fight. With Potion, it should have no issues tanking Tornadus. The grid I am using has Synchro Healing 1, so whenever Misty uses a sync move, she keeps the party nice and healthy. In this lineup, I don't really have a better sync move to use. Oak could sync nuke with a blind spot and inertia, but it's really tricky to set that up when Tornadus can proc self-cleanse to neuter your damage. I think it's simpler and safer to go for Synchro Healing instead. Torchic is here purely because it buffs crit. You could replace it with literally any other crit support you like Maylene, Phoebe or Sabrina. Torchic has a couple advantages because it buffs a special attack and it can self-buff speed with Flame Charge to help with move dash. The synergy for this team is straightforward. After maximizing your stats and Torchic's speed, you want to spam Thunder, Flamethrower and Water Gun in that order. You want to sync with Misty for recovery, and eventually you will defeat Tornadus. You want to attack with Oak first, just in case he has to proc Paralysis. So then Torchic and Misty can contribute with a little bit of cheap damage. Once you reach the final health bar, you have to leave Tornadus with as little health as possible, so the sacrificial teams can end the fight. At this point, remember that if you paralyze Tornadus, Oak will murder it. But if Healthy Advantage 8 is active, you can measure Tornadus' HP using Thunder if you want.
I didn't do enough research.
Now we have to do the event missions. The first team only gave us one Gym Leader theme skill, so the 6 remaining slots have to fulfill everything else. In this sacrificial team, I brought a couple free-to-play Unova Gym Leaders, as well as Lieutenant Surge and Electrode. I like this guy because he can Eerie Impulse Tornadus to debuff its special attack for some safety. And Iris here can do some cheap damage if you need her to. Just keep in mind that when Electrode faints, it uses Last Word, which can do some damage, and if Tornadus is very low on health, you could accidentally KO it with that. And for the final team, we need one more Unova theme skill, as well as a couple electric theme skills. I brought this specific party because everyone has endurance. So even if Tornadus has 10 single buffs, this party can live long enough to deal the cheap damage necessary to defeat Tornadus. Just use Nozzle right away to paralyze Tornadus and spam Thunderbolt with Pikachu, and you should be good to go. But well, that's it for this video. I hope it helps, take care, and I hope to see you another time.